Daniel the Adjuster here on another live on the series of the day in the life of an adjuster. Well, how are you guys doing? It's been a while. I've been busy, but yeah, hope you guys are doing good. Had a good weekend. It's Tuesday, and just thought I would come on and chat a little bit about the start of preparing for hurricane season, not hurricane season, but more hail season and summer season, which is the storm season. We yesterday had a 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, or maybe it's today, I can't remember. Something's coming in big. There's a cold front coming in. There were some 50-mile-an-hour winds somewhere, so I'm just waiting for some claims to come in for that. Nothing yet, but always hopeful of new claims that come in. I hope you guys are doing okay and working hard, making money. It's been a relatively slow week. I stopped going to Greensboro every week or every day. Greensboro is about an hour and a half away, and they had a big hailstorm, and all of a sudden they kind of stopped. So I think we just caught the local guys up. That's typical of cat events or catastrophe events like that. Is there's a big influx of claims at the beginning, and then we catch them up by coming from outside the area going into the area. We catch them up on that backflow, and then once they catch up, then they take over, and then they stop assigning some of those to us. So it kind of a bummer, but that's the way local events happen in surrounding areas. Is they send us in to help, but only for a short period of time, and then they send us back to our local area. So I hope you guys are doing good. Beautiful day here. We hit like almost 80 degrees yesterday here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and think we're going to be 87 sometime in the next few days. So we are warming up quick. But today was chilly. Woke up to like in the 40s, which is not very common for April. So it was kind of a shocker, as we have like 50s and 60s at nighttime, then all of a sudden we wake up to a 40. It was not fun, and I had to get on a roof, so it was interesting. So the interesting part about some of the claims that you get are the ones that are just totally falling apart, totally like there's no granules on these shingles. They are just paper sitting on a roof. Most of the time it's 3-tab, but you do get occasionally a laminate shingle that's like that too, where somebody has left the thing on there for 40 years and it's in really, really bad shape. This one was built, I think, in the 80s, maybe 80s, something like that. So it's been replaced once before, but when I got on that roof, that shingle was paper. I mean, it was I could just flop it with my finger, and in return, then you've got some inside leaks, and that's what the claim got open for. Is once we have a bunch of rain and you have a shingle that is literally not doing anything, then you're gonna have some seepage. And so we will get a fair bit of those claims on older homes. I would say relatively poor people that can't afford homes. Hey, DV8, how's it going? Cool, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so we'll see those on older homes. We'll see it on poverty type homes, meaning they don't have 5 cents to put together to maintain their house. And those are the claims we'll get called in for a leaking roof. Now, that's a tricky roof to inspect. Number one, because it sometimes is unsafe, meaning if you've got some leaking shingles on like a low slope, then you might have some plywood that is absolutely not strong enough for us to be standing on, and it'll be flexing. Good, I'm glad you're good. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Hey, Michael, nice to see you again. looking at 2 leakers today. Very good. Yeah, there's plenty of them. But anyway, so I was on this one. I had all the scenarios. Okay, so I got no granules. I got a 612, which with no granules is actually kind of steep. Back to shorts. Let's see, back to shorts and flip-flops. Yeah. Yeah, I'm serious. It's like that. I mean, it's crazy weather. So this one, you guys are probably seeing this type of roof, and that's where you've got a lower pitch and the water's then pooling at the bottom of the shingles, and it's creating this little cup. Okay, it's trapping water. I mean, obviously it's been leaking a while, and it's rotted the plywood at the end of the roof there. And so now you got areas of pooling water all around the gutters. Well, number 2, all the gutters are falling off the house. Okay, so obviously the fascias are rotting. I'm looking, I mean, I'm seeing all sorts of stuff. As far as rot, the fascia, the wood fascia, the wood soffits, they're all draining, big holes and gaps and stuff from the rot. I've got a gutter that's literally a foot off the house, just barely there. Anyway, so that's the exteriors. I'm trying to figure out how to get on this house. You haven't got a gutter to put it up against because you're going to crush the gutter because there's nothing there. A nice little ladder out racks would be nice, but I don't have those. Anyway, so you get on the roof, and she says, you know, first of all, we went in the house and we found all these leaks. I mean, every room had a leak. And they're mold. You know, some of them are moldy. So clearly, it's been leaking for a while in the same spot. I go up to the attic, which I was glad they had an attic in this one and a pull down stairs, because low pitch roofs, and this is a 2-story low pitch roof, which was shocking that they actually had a pull down stairs. And you could see all the rot, and it was plywood, not OSB, so you know it's built in the 70s or 80s. Anyways, and tons of rot all over the plywood in the attic. So big black marks, you can see it's been leaking and whatever. So when I get on the roof, I mean, I'm looking at 8 or 10 spots probably that easily could be leaking. And I already know that they're probably, I mean, I don't know, this carrier is kind of a little picky as far as if it's leaking over and over again. They consider it kind of wear and tear. And then I've got another carrier that says, oh, it doesn't matter, we're going to fix the inside no matter what. I'm just like, I can't keep track of the carriers because they change their minds all the time of who's going to handle what. So this one, they kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's Horace Mann, and I cannot predict from one claim to the next of this type of claim which one they're going to buy and which one they're going to reject. I can't pick. I mean, I have talked to my managers about this and said they just make it up on the whim. It's like they look at the policy, they see how long they've been making money on these insureds, I guess, how high their premiums are, how long they've been insured, and then they make an executive decision to cover it or not. And, you know, I've walked into one lady, she was like 52 years with this insurance company and only had like 2 claims. And it was 100%, they're an insurance company that would buy the damage that I found. And they bought it. And, you know, so they do executive stuff all the time where they just make these decisions and it doesn't make any sense. So this carrier is like that, where I have no clue from one leaky roof, rotten roof, plywood roof, rotten, mold on the inside from leaking, shingles destroyed or like totally disintegrated. I don't know if they're going to approve it or not, or what they're going to do. So you end up spending a lot of time, wasting time writing an estimate for something that you're not even sure if they're going to cover it or not. So anyway, so that's my frustrating claims that I get with this carrier. But it's basically neglect. I mean, the house has not had a day of maintenance since they bought it. It's clear as a bell. They live in a kind of a poverty area, cheaper part of town, way out of Raleigh. You can pick up a house for $170,000 out there, and they're dumps. They're all next to trailer parks, and they're just dumps. They're just run down. Nobody takes care of them, and they don't have any money to take care of them. So that's the type of house they are. It's kind of like the wrong side of the tracks. That's the type of houses that are on in this area. So anyway, so that was there was no wind damage on the roof. So I'm just looking at all these different soft spots all over the roof, saying, this is the cause of the water. The water's just leaking through the roof because the roof's shingle is totally destroyed. So anyways, so how are you guys doing? Is it hot in Florida yet, DV8? Man, I miss Florida already. I love Florida. I love the wind. Love the wind. And I lived in Texas, Michael. I know you knew that. I lived in the Sugar Land area for 5 years. And I loved it there too. It was hot, but I loved it. I loved the food. I loved the people. It was really a lot of fun. So, how's the Crummy Beach? Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, my weather here is perfect too. I mean, 70, 75, no humidity, sunny, blue sky, fluffy Toy Story clouds. That's what I call them. I call them Toy Story clouds because they're all big, fluffy white ones drifting in the air, like a perfect picture. But I want some storms. Wake up, put some shorts on, flip-flops, no need to change. There you go. Are you allowed to wear shorts when you do your inspections? I got in trouble one time wearing shorts. So I've been bummed out going forward, never wear shorts. So I would love to wear. I think they should make a rule change and allow us to wear shorts. But yeah, they don't allow shorts because they say the proper attire. I'm like, oh great, so we get to sweat our what's off just so we can wear pants in the 100-degree weather on a 130-degree roof. Great. I see all the roofers wearing shorts. They don't get hurt. I know they're trying to say, well, what if you slip and scuff your leg on the shingle? I'm like, so what? It's my own fault. I'd rather still be cooler. Yeah, button up shirts. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of like the standard State Farm outfit, really. I'm mostly Twiya, and we have to wear collars and long pants. Yeah. Very good, Michael. Are you on Galveston Island much? We lived down the West End. I lived on the beach back when Hurricane Ike hit. And we rented a place, 3/4 of the island was hit, except for the West End. And, oh, you just got your Twiya. Yeah, I got to renew mine. They keep bugging me. Get your Twiya, get your Twiya. But anyways, I lived down in the West End. No, it was for Ike, Hurricane Ike. This was back in 2010, 9, something like that. 60,000 houses. Oh, you were there for Beryl. Okay, so, yeah, so there were 60,000 houses damaged from Hurricane Ike on Galveston Island. And most of it was because the levees failed and water just flooded the whole island. So the only thing that lived, or even, not even all of it, because all the stilt houses were blown off too. So all the houses that were old, the storm surge just knocked them all off. So basically the first line of houses that were on the beach, they all went away. It became the new beachfront. But that hurricane was insanity, man. It took out like all the dirt, all the sand up underneath those concrete slabs that are on the ground floor for all the beach houses that were on the coast. All that sand was gone. So you got concrete sitting up about 3 feet in the air on pilings that used to be their parking deck underneath the house. And so they had these machines that come in there and pump all the sand back in underneath the slab to try and save it. I was like, well, that doesn't make me feel very good. We're pumping wet sand up underneath a concrete slab and hoping I can park my car on that one day. Yeah, great. Anyways, that was an interesting event. I really did enjoy there. I was actually not an insurance adjuster, but I actually had been introduced to quite a few of them when I was there. I was actually there as a contractor to try and do some work. So anyways, we ended up staying there 5 years. And I really enjoyed it. It was a good experience. Now, so I started a new YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's called, so basically @ sign, Journey to Find Love. So, here, I'm a single guy now. So, I figured, I'm doing okay on this YouTube channel. It's fun. You got a non-work appointment, got to run, catch up again soon. Have a good day. No problem, Deviate. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, so my new channel, Journey to Find Love, just starting out. It's basically my journey to find potentially a mate. And I thought, what a cool YouTube channel for, number one, the girl, that she'll be part of my conversation, my channel eventually, and hopefully get married and whatever. Who knows? I don't know what I'll do, but she'll be my girl. But it'll be documented through this new channel. So, and the same thing goes if I break up with somebody or whatever, I'm going to document all that stuff too. Like if I find somebody, I'm dating them for a little bit and then we break up. I feel it's kind of cool. I want to start this to let people know what it's like to come back after a divorce. So it's not the end of the world. It's just a journey, and divorce really sucks. And so anyway, so I thought it might be an interesting channel to start. So please support me if you can. Subscribe. You don't have to watch anything, just subscribe. It may not be your thing, but I think it's going to be interesting because there's a lot more people. Like I've already had several comments, and it's men and women, which is kind of cool because everybody's in a different stage. Yeah, she's going to sign up. Yeah. Maybe. I actually talked to a girl about it. It was really interesting. I did meet talking to her a little, and I asked her about it. She's actually the one who picked the channel. So, figure that one out. Yeah, I know it, Michael. But I asked her, I said, would you be interested if we started this channel together? And I said, right now I'm not going to put any content with you in it, but I am going to talk about you potentially. Do you have any problem with that? And she goes, no. She says, sounds kind of cool. So she's actually kind of open to it, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know if she wants to be known for the breakup or who knows, but anyway, so that's I've seen a few channels that are quite interesting in that they document their channels, and this is what I was, I obviously do research on the channel to make sure that I even have a viable channel. Like if there's a billion people doing the same thing, then my channel's never going to succeed because there's too many people doing it. But the interesting thing is there's not a whole lot of channels doing what I'm doing. What most channels are doing is they're trying to give dating advice and making you pay them for that advice. Well, here's the stupid thing about that. I personally am never going to hire somebody to find me love or to hire a dating coach. Okay, come on, really? I'm gonna pay you $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 to help find a girl. Okay, so this girl, blind date, is going to get my information and be told I'm perfect for her because this coach has already charged her $2,000 and charged me $2,000, and they're going to put us together. And they're going to lie to us. And they're going to say, you're fantastic for this guy. Oh, you're fantastic for this girl. Oh, I heard she really likes you. Oh, I heard he really likes you. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, he found my mate. No, he just found some random guy or girl and he's lying the heck out of it so he can make his money justified. So that's what I think of dating coaches. I think they're all a bunch of frauds trying to get rich. I heard a guy, it was so funny, one of the ones I ran on, this is kind of unrelated, but this guy comes up, and you've probably seen the ads, but he comes up and says, I'm a coach. I'm a health coach, and I'm going to make you buff and ready for anything in the world, but I'll only cater to people who have $150,000 income and up. And I was like, oh, so you think the guys making over 150,000 are so stupid enough to hire you just because you're targeting them because you make a bunch of money? I mean, that's just, oh my goodness. A personality coach. Oh yeah, it's another good name. Yeah, you're right. Well, wait, thanks for showing and throwing in your 2 cents. You're right. I mean, but again, a coach to help you find somebody. I mean, don't you think you know what you like? I mean, honestly, I think that the best advice for a person to kind of sit down with somebody might be to say, okay, so tell me your experiences about what you've had with dating, and maybe take a girl and let's pretend that you're taking this girl out. Okay, so he would actually, maybe that's their goal. Maybe they do some of the stuff. I don't know, but it doesn't sound like that. The guys that I was watching on the YouTube channel said that they would find a girl or they would find a guy for us. They match us up, matchmakers. And I'm like, that's stupid. Now, if you got a guy who's like a total bumbling idiot and doesn't know how to talk to a girl, or doesn't know how to be respectful to a girl on a date, or he doesn't know, the etiquette involved in dating somebody, maybe he stinks, maybe his personal hygiene is really off, then maybe that type of dating coach might be a good option for that person who's a nerd. But listen, most of us are not nerds. Most of us kind of know, how to talk to somebody, how to do whatever, but most of the time we've been rejected. We've been rejected, we've been put down, we've been scolded, we've been told we're a piece of crap, whatever. And so we don't approach people. It's not about that we don't know how to do it. It's that we don't have people on the other side that are willing to reciprocate this desire to meet somebody. So that's the problem. So as you get older, it just gets harder to find single women. Oh yeah, well here's the thing. I don't think it's harder to find them. Oh my goodness. I can find a ton of single women. It's that they're not interested in me. So like, I'm a social person, okay? So and obviously you can see this. I can go to any store, any restaurant, any event, and I can talk to literally 100 people in one day. 100 girls or 100 people, women, girls, well, I say girls, but 21 and up, whatever. And I can strike up a conversation with these people without a hesitation in a heartbeat. I'm confident, I can talk to them, I'm not afraid of rejection, because I'm not approaching them with the intention of dating. I'm approaching them with the intention of striking up a conversation. So like even at the gym, I have met so many people at the gym, and girls that are 25, 30 years younger than me, and we become friends. But none of those girls pursue anything beyond, oh, hi, be pleasant or cordial. And I say, I love your dress. I think you're gorgeous. And, it's nice to meet you. And I have these conversations with people. But the girls are not reciprocating anything back. And that can be a 40-year-old woman that I meet who is single, who is gorgeous at a store. And I'll even ask her at the grocery store, like I'll be at Whole Foods. And I'll walk up to her and I go, it would be kind of corny if I came up there and tried to reach for the same thing that you're reaching for, but I had to wonder if you were single or not. I mean, it was a great line. And because I make it lighthearted, whatever. And then she'll say, oh, I'm single. And I go, wow, that's really cool. Well, I just happen to be wandering around looking for single women. And they go, well, that's nice. And then it's like, I am giving you a clue. I'm not being a creep. I'm just giving you a clue that I'm single and I'm potentially looking for somebody. She could reciprocate very carefully and very nonchalantly and say, so what kind of girl are you looking for? Start up a conversation, and at least lead us on a little bit to make it feel like there's a little glimpse of something there. I mean, does that make sense? I don't know. I should have said it's hard to find single, sane women. I still find a lot of women. I mean, I really do. I do. The problem is none of them want something. And the reason being is because, and this is what and I'm going to go over this on the channel a lot because I really believe this is what it is. They're looking for the top 5% of men. They're looking for the blue eyes, 6'5", trust account, whatever, all that thing that, this girl, whatever, talked about. But they're looking for the perfect scenario man, perfectly buff, perfectly in good shape, pulled up in this fancy car, and you can tell he's got money, he's groomed to the max. I mean, they're looking for the perfect. And the weird part is, most of the time those guys have really crummy personalities, but they all think that they have wonderful personalities. So that's who they pursue. Anyway, so that's the dilemma of dating today, is guys are frustrated with the rejection. We're made out to be creeps. So I've gone the route where I'm not actually hitting on the girl. I'm just having conversation with the girl. And I don't get rejected. I just don't have any pursuits, meaning nothing really grows from the backside of, like, I'm giving you kind of an indication, like, maybe we could chat. I'm not going to ask for her phone number because that would be like I'm asking for her, to date her. And I've done that before, and people are like, no, I'm not giving you my phone number. I'm like, why did I bother asking for it? So, I mean, that's so rude. They don't even tell me they have a boyfriend. They just say, no, I'm not giving you my phone number. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I thought I'd ask, but whatever. I say we could just chat. I'm not asking for a date. Just thought we could chat. No, I don't give my phone number out. I'm like, yeah, you liar. Anyway, so I have gone the route now where it's more of, let's give you an opportunity to talk and chat, and maybe if there's something there, then I'll let you pursue it a little bit so I don't seem like a creep. I mean, because why would I want to put myself out to be like a creep if all I'm doing is pushing, let's go out on a date, let's get some coffee or whatever. It's like, I don't want to push that. I want to see if they even want to consider, oh, it was nice chatting with you. If they would say even just something like that, then I could move into something like, well, I'm free if you want to chat some more. Maybe we can go get some coffee or something. And then, but at least you had the lead at the beginning to kind of give you an idea that the person was a little bit interested. These girls think that, like, by giving a small lead, they're committing to marrying you. You know, and that's just ridiculous. I mean, they think that you are just like all in, and you're going to start drooling if they just lead a little bit. I mean, think about it, guys. Here's a question. How many of you, okay, this is the single guys, if a girl walked up to you, behind you and while you're getting coffee, and she did something like, wow, I really love that shirt you're wearing. It's really quite attractive on you. Is going to just shut that conversation down and say nothing. Just say thanks and be done with it and turn around. No. If she led with that, she's giving you a compliment and she's opening the door for more conversation. Now, does that make the girl a creep for saying that to a guy? Absolutely not. So that's where it's totally backwards. It's like you're just making somebody aware that you've noticed them. That's just cordial, you know, hello, nice to meet you, you know, kind of stuff. Now, if you're going to a club, obviously, and this is the most worst place to ever pick up anybody, is they know you're there for sex, or they're just a bunch of meat market people looking for other meat market people. And I hate those things because they're always going to reject you because they're looking for the top, or somebody's going to buy their drinks all night and then they can walk away. So yeah, and games, absolutely, it's just games. So how bad do you dislike insurance companies? I'm on the wrong side of the road. It's just my camera's backward. I mean, I could put mirror, I guess. Mirror the camera, I guess. Mirror the camera, I guess. Yeah, so Wade, you're right. State Farm definitely plays games. Allstate plays games. There's a bunch of insurance companies that are changing their policies to be more, I guess, covering their tails for getting away with paying for things. And you're right, it's unfortunate, but it's very true. There are a lot of insurance companies starting to follow suit and playing that game as well. So it's difficult. It's difficult because you certainly feel bad for the insured. Like that. This is why I stopped working for some of the insurance companies, because I was frustrated with the lack of coverage. That almost every single thing that I was doing and trying to write an honest estimate, they were turning around saying, please take that off the estimate, we're not going to cover that. And I'm like, well, that's frustrating. You know, other insurance companies are paying for it. Why are you guys not paying for it? So I ran into quite a few of that with some of the carriers that I was working for. And so then I stopped working for them because I felt like that was unethical. And now that has hindered my work because a lot of people, you know, even if you don't buy the roof or whatever, you're still getting paid to do an inspection. So for some people, they, you know, they're a different mentality and they're like, well, hey, I'd rather have the claim and get the work than, you know, sit at home and not have the work. So I'm the opposite. I would like to work only for ethical insurance companies and not work for the ones that are ripping people off. But it's a struggle. Absolutely. There's no doubt. It's a struggle. Alrighty, guys. Well, I am probably going to get off of here. Short one today. Sorry. Got a few errands I got to run before I get home. It was about a 45-minute drive home, and I think we're probably approaching that at this point. But hey, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And yeah, Allstate, not a good insurance company, guys. I hate to say it, but just not a good company. They say you're in good hands, but you're really not. You're really not. And I tell everybody that. I tell everybody who has Allstate insurance, I go, you might want to switch your insurance company because they're not going to pay for anything. It's kind of sad that you got to tell people that, but insider information, maybe. But I'm looking out for the insured. I'm here to tell them who the best insurance company is. If you're going to pay the same amount of money for one insurance company and the next, why not have the best one? And so that's my mentality, is I push people to good insurance companies, and the rest of them, I tell them to go away from it. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Hit the thumbs up button if you can remember to like my video. Make sure you subscribe and put the bell on so you'll know the next time that I come live, and you'll be able to watch my content. And don't forget, I got 28 other videos like this. Some of them are over an hour. There's lots of great information on them. We didn't talk about a lot of stuff today, but other days we talk about a lot of great stuff. So if you got time, watch those other videos as well. So we'll talk to you soon, guys. Daniel the Adjuster. Take care.